Guys, we really need to talk about the murder of the Ukrainian woman last week in North Carolina, Iryna Zarutska. Sorry if I mispronounced her name. And the way that the right wing is using it to hide from the Epstein files. They don't want to talk about the Epstein files. They don't want to hold Trump or any of the people that were involved in the Epstein files accountable. So they're trying to distract with this. And also the way they're using it to stoke race hatred against black people. Bro, this is what happens every fucking time in this country. Every time there starts to be a little bit of class consciousness, taking on the billionaires, talking about the elites, the Epstein files, Israel, all of a sudden we'll get a national race story. Kind of like how the more people question Israel, the more you'll see a rise in their Islamophobia and migrant narrative. I'm not seeing anybody on the left talk about this, and it's getting scary because they're deranged, you guys. And not only that, they're fucking organized. This is what I always talk about. They are so organized on the right. They really are. They know how to get their shit together, and they have message discipline, unlike the left. Like we've talked about many times, and I've complained about many times, like the way that the left can't get their shit together even to sign a fucking petition about the ex-IOF officer that's going to be taking over TikTok in short order to moderate hate speech. I couldn't even get people to sign a petition. The way that the right is organized is incredible. And it's not just top down, like how, the conversation we've been having around the Democratic Party and chorus, and that everything they want to do is astroturfed and very controlled and very top down. The right wing has their top-down messaging. They also have very organic bottom-up messaging that they use, that they organize on social media to get the attention of federal lawmakers and even the president and the vice president. Because this started on social media, all of them talking about it. Then all the influencers started talking about it. Then they started getting all the politicians to talk about it. Then they were all berating mainstream media for not talking about it enough. So lo and behold, you see all of mainstream media now covering it. Now you have the vice president literally making a meme of himself being like, did you even say twank you? And now you have Trump calling for the death penalty of the guy who did it. This story is important actually because it's a story within so many stories. Like there's so many things going on. Everything from the way that the rich and powerful will use stories like this in order to obfuscate holding them accountable in their actual fucking trafficking crimes. Did it recently come out that Donald Trump was definitely in that book, and they released the birthday book, and it was so fucking disgusting. Like the amount of child predator shit in that book was fucking disgusting. Tons of powerful people, his connections to JP Morgan and Chase Bacon. Oh my gosh, the spiral never ends, but they don't care about that. They don't care about that. They instead want to focus on this woman. And that's on purpose. That's one of the stories within the story. That is on purpose, that they are trying to focus on this one story rather than the actual trafficking ring that has been going on with elites in our society for decades. And they're doing it using race hatred. They're literally saying, politicians are coming out and saying, we care about this white girl. Why aren't you guys talking about her white life? Which is obviously very ironic considering that 98% of the trafficking victims that we know of from Epstein are white, and they could give a shit less about that. They only care about this white girl because the perpetrator was a black man. And before you say that you think that this isn't about stoking race hatred, explain to me why Elon Musk put out that he's going to give $1 million to put murals around the country to mock the Black Lives Matter movement and to pretend like this is some national epidemic, which again, I love them pretending like they all of a sudden really care about white women. There is violence against white women, a lot actually. And you know who it usually comes from? Their white husbands, but you guys don't want to talk about that. I also love Andrew Tate jumping in being like, oh, I'll donate $1 million to the mural too. First of all, you're pathetic, bro. You are half black. What is this pathetic, attempting to be a part of it and be like, oh, I'll give $1 million. They don't like you, bro. Okay. They might like your misogyny, but at the end of the day, you are still half black, and they don't like fucking black people. Stop embarrassing yourself. Have some dignity. Also, I love him, noted sex trafficker and abuser of women, pretending to care about the safety of women. Get the fuck out of here. The story itself, the cultural implications in our society that it's going to have, the things that the people who are on the side of humanity and organizers on the left should be learning from this story and the reaction to it, and the rewriting history about the Black Lives Matter movement that they are doing in real time. I don't see Democrats pushing back on this at all or trying to create a counter narrative at all. I just see them ignoring it. I guess Gavin Newsom has some event today that they're doing with Brian Tyler Cohen and the chorus team. Maybe they're choosing to ignore it since Gavin Newsom is besties with Charlie Kirk, and Charlie Kirk has been tweeting out the most deranged, race hatred, white supremacist bullshit, of course, over the last 24 hours about this. Which should come as a surprise to no one, considering that he has spent the last couple of months just stoking anti-Muslim and anti-Arab hate.